I am continuing my reading here in the Scriptures. Again, to reiterate, I am reading from the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This will consist of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am currently reading in Genesis. Now, I am reading in chronological order according to events, not according to publication or volume. So this means I will jump around a little bit between scriptures. As I am reading in the Bible right now, I will also be including portions from the Joseph Smith translation, which is an inspired correction or translation of the Bible done by Joseph Smith to restore those portions that had been lost over time. Now, we are getting into the stories of Jacob. I'm going to read one more chapter in Genesis. Then I will be switching back to the Book of Ether in the Book of Mormon, as the Book of Ether runs somewhat parallel to the events in Genesis. So here we go. Chapter 27. This is a somewhat long chapter and somewhat involved, so I will probably do it in two separate videos. Chapter 27. Rebekah guides Jacob in seeking blessings. Jacob is blessed to have dominion and rule over peoples and nations. Esau hates Jacob and plans to slay him. Rebekah fears lest Jacob marry one of the daughters of Heth. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, and thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field, and to hunt for venison, and to bring it. Okay. Isaac is getting old. It says his eyes are getting dim. He was basically blind. That's what we're talking about. He may have been able to see kind of hazy shapes, but he was practically blind. He wants to give his last blessing to his eldest son because he's kind of his favorite son. So he's going to give the blessing. Rebekah overhears this plan. Esau goes to hunt and everything. So now we get verse 6. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. Okay, this is a very famous story. Not much we need to make on comment here. It's just Isaac wants to bless Esau, sends him off to get some meat. Rebekah overhears it and plans to substitute Jacob for Esau. She puts skin of goat over the part of his skin that will be exposed, because Esau is an extremely hairy man, and so to deceive Isaac. Okay, so we continue, verse 18. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. So here we go. When Jacob first comes in, it is clear that Isaac, even though he's blind, he recognized that something was wrong. The voice was wrong. And so he asked him, how did you get the food so soon? Well, God gave it to me. Well, let me feel you so I can verify this. And he feels the animal skins. He says, oh, it feels like Esau. But even then, he hears the voice of Jacob. But because it feels like Esau, and because the explanation was good enough, Isaac is willing to go with it. So Isaac is not an idiot. He suspects something. But he's not sure, and so he goes along with the blessing. Here we go. Let's start at 23. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near, and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Yeah, you also know, again, Isaac, he says, okay, look, give me the food, we'll eat. He did give him he blessed him slightly. He eats, he drinks the wine, and then he says, come and kiss me. And so they embrace, and Isaac is still not sure, so he smells, and he smells Esau because he's wearing Esau's clothes. And that's when Isaac says, okay, I feel Esau, I smell Esau, it's the food that I asked Esau to bring me. May sound like Jacob, but maybe my hearing is just going off a little bit like my eyesight is, so I'll give him the blessing. And he blesses him. But now, verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison, and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. Now, this is the important part here. Isaac recognizes that the blessing was from God. He gave the blessing to Jacob, thinking he thought he was blessing Esau. But the Spirit, this was a blessing from God. He spoke according to the Spirit. And when Esau comes in, Isaac's like, wait a minute, I blessed the wrong son. And then he realizes, I blessed the right son. I just didn't know it at the time. Jacob was one that was supposed to get the blessing. Remember, Esau sold his birthright. He also lost the birthright by marrying the daughters of Heth, by marrying the Hittites. So Isaac was planning on blessing Esau, but God said no. This blessing goes to Jacob. And Isaac is realizing that. He's saying, I got the right son. I didn't mean to, but I got the right one. So let's continue on, verse 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtilty, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? Again, now see, Esau is blaming Jacob when it was Esau that willingly sold his birthright. You note the attitude here. Now, I don't blame Esau wants a blessing. I agree with him. He should be blessed, but he can't get the main blessing because that belonged to Jacob. Verse 37, And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So he does give him a blessing that he will have success in hunting. He will have some success with planting crops, the dew of heaven, and eventually his descendants will no longer serve the descendants of Jacob. So there's not much left in this chapter, so let's quickly finish this. Verse 41, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. So Esau, the time of mourning is at hand, the days of mourning, meaning by tradition they had to mourn, I think it was 40 days, something like that. That was the time of mourning. And Esau saying, I've got to mourn my father, but when that time is over, then I can take my revenge. And Rebekah gets word of this. So, verse 43, Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise. Flee thou to Laban, my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's fury turn away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me? Okay, so now Rebekah is sending Jacob away, telling him, go live with my family for a while up north until Esau's anger cools down a bit. And to convince Isaac that it's a good idea that Jacob leave, she says, look, we can't have Jacob marry the Hittites. We can't have Jacob marry the Canaanite women, because then both our sons will be without the priesthood, or all of our grandchildren will be without the priesthood. We got to send him to where he can get a good wife. And that's what she's saying there, first of all. Now, I do want to point out one thing, a couple of things here, actually. Well, no, I will save that for a future video, and I will see you in the next one.